Welcome to Heal Talk Tuesdays with Liza, where transformation begins as we evoke, embrace, and evolve. Greetings, and welcome to Heal Talk Tuesdays with Liza. It's so good to have you here with me, isn't it? Yes, today is an absolutely amazing day, and no matter where you are, I hope you too are having a good day. Today I'm going to be talking about something that impacts not only you, but others. And it's going to be about the power of words and how we speak, the way we emphasize, the way we enunciate. But more than that, it's words have power. They truly do. The way you speak it, the way you pause, the way you have a conversation with someone, everything affects you and affects others. So let's dive into it. Before I go talk about words, a simple explanation of who I am, because just a few days ago, I had someone message me and said, why don't you introduce yourself when you do your Heal Talk Tuesdays? Right? So for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Liza Boubari, and this is Heal Talk Tuesdays with Liza. By trade, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and stress management consultant. And I work primarily with women, girls, children, and I do see and have a lot of men who are also my clients. So what is it that I work with? Hypnotherapy, those who come to me, they come for, especially nowadays, anxiety, emotional weight issues, not those who go and have the diets and the gym and everything, but the clients who are going through a lot of yo-yo, okay? We lose weight, we gain weight, we lose weight, we gain weight, not understanding what is behind what we see, what we eat, okay? So the reason I'm saying all this is weight, even the word losing has a lot of weight in it, because we're going to be talking about the power of words, and that is one of those. So the way you also talk about your body makes a difference. And so I work with weight issues, stress issues, anxiety, fears, in either realistic fears, or just fears that are unspoken. A few moments ago, I was making a joke. We were talking about death and what's going to happen afterwards and burials, and my friend said, it's not funny, but what we were talking about was funny, not that death is funny. So I want you to know that everything in life, you can take it light and turn it into something powerful and positive and loving and kind, or you can create something out of the most mundane thing into something that it's very traumatic and heavy. And that's why today I want to talk about the power of the words that we have. Words are more than what we hear, and it's more than sound. Okay, so the reason I'm saying this is because words have vibration. They have energy, and they create this imagery that when you speak it, someone, if they are not verbal and they are more visual, they turn the words into images, and that's how they interpret what you are saying. Have you ever said something with the best intention and someone took it the wrong way? Say yes or you can just raise your hand, or you can just type in yes, right? And you turn around and say, but that's not what I meant. Yes, it is what you mean. How they take it is not what you mean. So yes, what you say is always filtered through the lens of the listener. Okay? And that's the lens coming from their upbringing, their own experiences, their own traditions, their own way of emotional state of where they are, and believe it or not, even their sensory wiring. Okay? So when I have a client in hypnotherapy, when we talk about shifting or switching and or changing words, is because in hypnotherapy we bypass the critical, analyzing, judging, criticizing, reasoning factor, which is the conscious mind. And literally after relaxing a client, we tap into the subconscious mind. We speak directly to the subconscious, which is more of the emotional factor. That's the part of the mind that stores habits, beliefs, emotions, experiences, and everything that drives you to understanding, interpreting words, and drives you without even you realizing and analyzing what the word is. So the message becomes more impactful right there into the subconscious mind. Again, let me give you an example. Have you ever heard of someone who says, you can do it under 60 seconds, right? You can do it under 60 seconds. It sounds fast, right? Under 60 seconds. But for someone who's more visual, the word under feels under. Let me shut this volume down because I know you can hear me, but I don't want to hear the buzzing. So the word under feels I'm under something, or under the water, under burden, under heaviness. So that under may trigger a subtle feeling of heaviness, like something is pressing down on them. You never thought of it, right? So if we shift that word under and we say, you can do it in less than 60 seconds. Wow, I can do it in less than 60 seconds. That feels so much lighter. It's like, I can do it less than 60 seconds. Wow, that's fast. And it has a lighter interpretation. It feels freer. It's more expansive, right? It's so subtle, yet powerful. Right? Do you agree? This is why I always say, be mindful of the words you choose and the words you speak, because they're creating a meaning, they're creating an imagery, and they're creating an emotion, whether you realize it or not. So in hypnosis, we carefully select words that bring comfort, clarity, and confidence. So as I'm speaking to my client, once I take them into this beautiful state of relaxation, guiding them to go into this state of hypnosis, realizing that I have no control over you, which is my client. There is no control. In hypnosis, the hypnotherapist does not exude power. We only guide you to where you want to go. Because after all, it's just giving visuals, giving directions, and guiding you to imagine certain things with certain words that I have chosen that takes you into a state of your own imagination, where you want to go. I can say a lot of things. The guided visualization that we do, guiding you to a place of like walking down a path, a beautiful pathway. You can turn and look to the side and see the beautiful pasture and the flowers or trees, or there might be a bench that feels welcoming and you can go and sit at the bench. And when you look at the other side, I don't know what you see. Whatever it is, it's pleasing to you. Now, doing this kind of a guided visualization, you create your own. Does that make sense? Because your subconscious mind is not there to judge. Actually, it simply accepts. In a state of relaxation, your subconscious mind, it takes what you say or what I say, and it makes it your own reality. Your reality, not my reality. Sometimes I guide my clients to a state, and then whatever it is, it's either a pathway, it's either a train, and going from one compartment to another, or it can be just having a beautiful walk. And it can be at a beach side, never in the water. Why? Because I have no idea if my client has a fear of heights, my client has a fear of water, if I never take my clients into their bedroom because as a domestic abuse consultant, I am not aware, especially on the first or second sessions, if that client has traumatic experiences in a relationship with sexuality, having a issue with the bedroom, or what has happened in their childhood. So all that is something that I take it into consideration. So when you say this is so hard, your subconscious mind believes it to be hard. When we shift it and say, this is not as easy, but I'm figuring it out. Doesn't that sound much lighter? When we speak, the subconscious mind and the conscious mind is there to analyze and reason and judge and criticize certain things that you hear. But at the same time, this is where I come. I want you to be more aware and conscious of the words that you speak to yourself. That little silent words, without speaking it to someone else, that you hear. The negative talks that you do to yourself. Be mindful of those also. So now your mind is open to possibilities. So let's play a quick game. Actually, even if it's not a game, I want you to have a few examples. Let's say you want to say something and you respond, no problem. So instead of saying no problem or no worries, you say you're welcome. Instead of saying don't worry, because the subconscious takes the word don't and it shifts it and turns it into do. So instead of saying don't worry, you can say you'll be fine. It's so much lighter, right? Here's another one. That's not bad. So instead of using that, turn it into that's quite good. Because not bad is two negatives. Quite good is two positives. And it means the same thing. That's not bad. That's quite good. This is too hard. And if you change it to, This is a challenge I'm going through. That means I can go through it. Okay? It's not as hard. I'm not under the gun, and yet I can handle it. So can you hear the shift? It's not about toxic positivity. It's about empowered language. So self-reflection comes exactly through this. Am I saying what I truly mean? I want you to think about it. Do you say what you truly mean? Or do you choose words that are uplifting, empowering, and clarifying? When you speak it, how may your words be felt for someone else? How do they interpret those words? And how do they receive? Because sometimes when we say something and they say it, you turn around and say, but that's not what I meant. And they said, but what is it that you really mean? That means they are not understanding your words the way you speak it. So let's begin to speak with more awareness. And you don't just change how you communicate with others. Did you hear the word don't? Shift how you feel and how you heal and how you show up. Not only the words you say, but the way you look, the way you sound. It's one of the reasons why I love what I do. Because hypnotherapy allows me to help my clients reprogram those hidden messages and beliefs and even the negative self-talk, supporting them, empowering them to stand up for themselves, to show up just the way they're supposed to be, the way you're supposed to be. That's why I say, isn't it time for you to show up? Isn't it time for you to stand up for who you are and speak for what you believe in? I want you to stop playing small. And whatever happens in here, just in few sessions, you can experience a profound change by becoming aware the way you speak, not only how you communicate with others, but how you speak to yourself. So my beautiful friends, as you move through this week, I encourage you to practice a simple thing. Choose to shift the low energy words to more empowering, and frame your communication, the way you speak it, the way you say the words, reframe them to something that is more uplifting. And you'll have better conversations. When I speak, I say, let's pause for a moment. Did you understand what I meant? And if someone says, this is what I like, let's stop for a moment, let's pause for a moment, share with me or tell me what you thought I said. Because this, especially when we come to an argument, you know, when we are angry, we raise our voice. When we think we are not heard, we raise our voice, and we start raising our voice because it's like to quiet another person only for us to be heard. That's why people raise their voice or they start screaming, because they believe they are not heard. So if I raise my voice, then your voice will quiet down. And instead of that, we can pause for a moment and ask what the other person thought you said. because it's all about an interpretation of the communication. I think bottom line, most arguments, most fights happen when we are not having a clear conversation, or our words are misjudged or misrepresented. So if you're ready to go deeper and shift words, or have a better confidence, empower yourself, because confidence and having the confidence how to speak, learning powerful words, you can even Google. You can Google low energy words, how to shift them to higher energy words. And you will have a plethora of words that you can start practicing, not only for yourself, for your self-talk, but also communicate better. I used to be part of Toastmasters. In Toastmasters, which is a speaking organization for you to go practice your speaking, to speak words that are powerful, to tell stories, and also how to speak instead of having filler words like so, and there, so, wait, so. Those are all filler words. What they are doing is you have created a habit of filler words for you to come up with words that you don't know how to speak. Once you get rid of those, you can communicate so much easier. Pause where you need to pause, instead of and looking at they are so distracting. Telling a story, it's like a guided visualization. It's knowing where you're going. It's walking down this beautiful pathway and going all the way to a point where there is a fork. And when you come to a fork, there's a path to the right and a path to the left. Whichever path you take is the right path for today. The right one will guide you to somewhere absolutely beautiful. Somewhere that you can just keep going until you get to a destination that you are tired, and you will find a place to sit and ponder. If you choose to go to the left will take you somewhere higher. And as you go higher and higher, you will build the stamina to go to the next level. Because no matter where you reach, it's the goal that you wanted to get to. You see, some of us are ready to go on this path because you have already chosen where you are going and which is the right path. Both are the right path. Both will take you to the clarity that you are ready to be. Because where you get to is the place that you're going to pause just for today. And when you stop and pause, take a nice deep breath and exhale. And look around you. And as you look around, you will see everything that has guided you, supported you, and brought you to where you are now. And you are grateful to the place that you stand. Where you go from here is up to you. Because frankly, everything from the past has been experiences, habits, and behaviors that you have accumulated to get to where you are today. Now, this point, no matter if it's the right one or the left one, where you are standing today is where you make the decision to where you want to go, how you want to feel, how you want to speak, how you want to be empowered. Today you choose you. That's it. It's so simple. And if you want to delve deeper within, to release, let go of the weight, the guilt, the shame, the heaviness, whatever it is that you have been under, right? If there is an anxiety, if there is a fear, if you feel there's a block, there's that heaviness, whatever it is, this is why I do the work that I do. Give me a call. Book a session. I'm here for a 15-minute consultation. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. And I'll be more than happy to guide you to the next level. No matter where you are exactly where you need to be. You deserve to live fully and achieve the goals that you want. Life is not about, I love this, the difference between should and could is you. Thank you, Adrian. I'm glad you brought that up. When I was learning hypnotherapy, going to school, our Master Gil Boyne, I remember the first month I was studying with him, and he was this powerful gentleman, tall, gray hair, glasses, and when he wanted to make an impact, this is what he would do. Look at this. He would have his glasses on, and when he wanted to make an impact like a teacher, right, he would take it off and go like this. And his eyes, the power in his eyes were so piercing, and that in itself would make an impact. And his voice, he would change his voice, and that's exactly what I do when I do hypnosis, when I work with my clients. My voice changes. So it becomes my hypnotherapy voice. And he would say, "Sleep!" That power word. And automatically it would jolt. So it would jolt someone from that conscious level and jolt them that you drop into that subconscious with the emotions coming forward, and he would take us into a rapid induction. So the rapid hypnosis. You see, there is progressive relaxation or rapid relaxation, and that's what you see in stages. They do the hypnosis in stages, and they go sleep, 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 and each one they do is like that jolt. And yet, hypnotherapists, we do that guided progressive relaxation and take you into that state of relaxation and guide you to that state very progressively, beautifully, right? The pathways and the imagery and everything and the countdowns, everyone does it differently, right? But the hypnotists on stage, they are trained to use the words that impact and bypass the subconscious mind for you to drop into that state of relaxation. On the chair, everybody goes like domino effect. It's an art. It's an art. And yes, it is real. So our master hypnotist, Gil Boyne, he was not only an amazing therapist, he was also stage hypnotist, and his presence was enough to do the work of going in. And he trained us to understand one thing. He would say, should, excuse me, so he would say that because it's like understanding the word should takes the responsibility. It shifts responsibility from you taking responsibility for something that you want to do and putting it on someone else, and shifting responsibility from you to someone else. Let me give you an example. Should I break this pen? It's a question. I should do this, right? That's what should is. Should means a question. Should I do this? That means I'm not certain, I'm not clear, I'm not confident if it's a yes or no. It's not a yes or no answer. Should is a question. Should I go to somewhere? It's a question. So it's a question for the self. And when we question ourselves, it means we are not certain. Should I break this? It's like, should I? Where does the answer come from? And the moment I say, yes, I should, it's like, should I? Again, should I? Here's the decision. I ought to break this because it's no longer good for me. I ought to break this. I'm going to break this. I will break this. Not going to. When? When? I'm going to call you. Right? When? I was thinking of calling you. When? So, certain words create a secondary questioning from the subconscious. It's like you're not ready. I'm going to quit smoking, right? When? You're not ready. And are you really going to quit? Are you a quitter? So all that, do you realize those are all secondary questions that create self-doubt within you? So, you want to learn better English? Not only English, but better. When I say English, that means how to speak it, how to emphasize it, how to interpret it, and how to confidently empower your conscious and subconscious. That means speak it in the present, shift negative words to high-powered words, and stop shoulding, and you can change the word should to I will, I can. That's right. You should quit smoking versus could have clear lungs. Could? No. I will stop smoking when I am ready, because clear lungs will create healthier lifespan for me. That's it. Clear and concise. That's why we stop smoking. Most people hold on to smoking because they have an emotional connection to it. Most people continue doing something that is harming them because there is a secondary gain to it. Actually, that's what we do in hypnotherapy, understanding why something that is paining them, that is destruction or hurting them, either physically, mentally, medically, emotionally, whatever it is, we will not let go of something negative until we are ready to understand what is the secondary benefit to it. So, wait, stop playing small. How about reframing to start playing large? Not large, Erin, but bigger, vaster, grander. Large, go larger. Because large, if we are playing small, the opposite of small is big. Large is, especially in women, we think in small size, large size, extra large size. We think it in imagery sometimes especially if someone is got the issue of body image. They think large. No. It's big is not the same as large size. So small and large. Stop playing small, go big. That means big in the billions. So those are small little words. Yes, I love it. You said stop playing small, so I was practicing the reframe. Exactly. The reframe of small is big, not large. So we always go bigger was the point, but thank you for going big. Yes, I love it. We always want to excel and reshift, reframe for something better. That's why I always say, I hope you feel better and you feel healthier. That's it. So I hope today's message was beneficial for you. There's another B, beneficial for you. And I am here to support you, guide you, and walk with you. Until next week, speak better, healthier, stronger, and more powerful. Until next week, God bless you, and may the universal light surround you always. Bye-bye. And if you like this, share it, subscribe, and go to YouTube, and you'll see the rest of all my podcasts.